Now, a few weeks ago, a memo landed on the 6 at Night desk. It stated that the Beatles are going to make a comeback here in Oxford. Well, we had to send Matt Cookson on a very covert operation. His mission? To infiltrate the Apollo Theatre and check out the validity of this rumour.
I'm backstage at the Apollo and I'm a little excited because I've been told that the Beatles are here and they're rehearsing for their show, which they're going to be doing later in the month. Now, I can hear some music coming from this room, so we're going to go and see if it's them. Hi guys.
Hi. Hey, what's going on here?
Now hang on a minute. You look like the Beatles and you sound like the Beatles, but there's not something quite right here. What's going on?
Because we've got an extra O and an R, mate, because we're the other Beatles.
You're the other Beatles?
Yeah.
So what have you done with the real Beatles?
Well, it may have escaped your notice, they split up in, well, 1970. Years before we were even a twinkle in the milkman's eye.
I see, so what's your role then? Have you actually taken over?
Well, I would like to think so, but no, we're just trying to keep the legend alive, really. We're just a bunch of real Beatle anoraks who just want to try and keep the music live. People can't see the Beatles live anymore, but they've got us.
Okay, so now, if you're not the real Beatles, do you think you can actually tell us who you are?
Yeah. The man behind the mask. I'm Steve Melling. We're actually based in Oxfordshire, and I play John. Go over here.
I'm Paul Melling, Steve's brother, and I play George.
And behind here, we've got...
And I'm Ken Greenway, and I play Ringo.
Now, hang on a minute, where's...
Paul had a couple of dodgy veggie burgers and feeling too well.
I see, so he's not with you at the moment. Is he going to be back for the concert?
Yeah, he's fine. He's had a touch of flu, to be honest, and he's sort of still in bed a bit. But we've still got a couple of weeks, so we're okay.
I see, right. So I better ask, how did you guys get started?
Well, over to you.
Ooh, a long time ago now. A long time ago, 7 years, 8 years?
We're in our 8th year, yeah.
In our 8th year, and we just always did... me and Steve were in several bands, and then we met Ken, and through a mutual love of the Beatles, we just decided to take it a step further, and it's evolved from there, really.
Now, surely you guys can't actually be old enough to remember the Beatles?
Well, there's these things called CDs.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? And they play music. And back in the olden days, used to put like gramophone records. But basically, now the music's still as fresh today as it was then.
Our parents always had Beatles music playing, so we kind of grew up with it, I suppose.
So we grow up with it, you know, and everybody loves the Beatles. I mean, and just look at the success now since the #1 album's just come out, which was just, I mean, we can't really believe how well that sold, and it's just, people are just mad for it again, you know.
Yeah. Now, is it any coincidence that you all bear a striking resemblance to the people that you play?
It's all sort of a bit odd, really, because as you said, we've been playing in bands for years, and when we started, it just got a bit embarrassing that we were just doing more and more Beatles songs, because that's what we enjoy doing, and in the end we still did a Beatles half hour, and eventually somebody said, why don't you just do it properly, just actually take on the alter ego, said, you sound like Lennon, you look like Lennon, and so does Noel Gallagher think that, so...
Now, you guys have been fairly successful in several competitions, haven't you, as the Beatles?
Yeah, well, it all started really for us in '94, when before we actually taken on the alter egos and things, we used to go under the name of Beatlemania, and we won the New Music in May competition on Fox FM in '94, and from that we got a position on the Ultimate Tribute Show with the Queen and ABBA band, and from there we took on our own shows and just taken it all around the world, really.
Around the world? Whereabouts have you played?
I suppose the most impressive for us has got to be the St. Petersburg Coliseum. 10,000 people in there. That was our biggest one, really, I would say.
10,000 people?
10,000 capacity. It was us, we went over there with the Queen band I was telling you about. We spent hours and hours afterwards just signing autographs. It was like 1964 all over again. I think
now, hang on, do you sign autographs as your characters, or do you sign as your real names?
Because with the other Beatles, you can either sign it as the other John Lennon,
right.
Or I tend to sign it Steve and put my little John Lennon signature on it as well.
Yeah, I always sign it as Ken, but I put brackets Ringo.
You haven't actually had anyone actually mistake you for the real Beatles, then?
It'd be very hard for me, wouldn't it? People would think that if they did think that, they've not been on this planet for 20.
Yeah. Oh, a good 30 years, younger than the real George anyway, so it's not likely.
Right, now the show that you're putting on the Apollo, what date is that going to be?
24th of February. It's our second time we've come back with this particular show. It's called Keeping the Legend Alive. And it's basically a four costume, 2-hour set, basically spanning the whole career of the Beatles, from 1962's Love Me Do right through to 1970's Let It Be. Basically it's the #1 album live, but with a few extra...
There are a few surprises, John.
Few surprises.
There are a few surprises for people who've seen us before.
So we've got an extra few. We've been working on a few new tunes, and just so people who've been to see us before, you know.
But people who think you're a tribute band, you're a bit more than that, aren't you?
We hate the word tribute. Boo!
We like to think we are.
Well, we don't like the word tribute as such, because the word tribute band everyone tars everyone with the same brush, and you're getting tributes to people who can't even get gigs themselves nowadays, you know. So we'd like to call it as a Beatles show.
We're a hero reproduction.
Historical reproduction. We go to painstaking detail just to try and get every little thing right. We try and get the guitars right, the amplification right, the suits right. Paul McCartney, as in he's in charge of the sound. He's Mr. Musical Director. I'm in charge of props and looks and making sure all the guitars are right. I'm a bit of a guitar freak. George is in charge of getting all the costumes sorted, and Ringo's in charge of the Red Bull.
And the lager.
And the lager.
Yeah, I don't think the Beatles had a Red Bull back in their day, but...
No, but it gives you wings, but it's the most legal thing we're allowed to use.
Are you under contract to Red Bull or something?
No, we can cut that if you like.
Okay.
Best of luck with it. We're looking forward to seeing it. I think Armin away as well.
They're not giving our stuff away.
They are.
They're not.
They're not having me guitar.
No guitar, CDs and T-shirts and tickets and whatever, yeah. I'd like to see you down here. Come down. Be a great night.
Excellent. Well,
blended time is guaranteed for all.
Well, we'll let you get on with rehearsing again.
Yeah,
Thanks very
cheers.
much, guys.
Okay.
See you later.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
If you'd like to go and see the other Beatles, they're playing at the Apollo Theatre on the 24th of February. Now, we've got 5 pairs of tickets to